What's up, everybody? Eric here again, Traveling Trading. All right, so today's video is a great video. It's actually going to be leading in to not only what I was talking about yesterday, but what I teach you guys in the course as well too. So today's what, September 9th, 2025. This is perfect because this market movement and action that happened today came off the cusp of what happened yesterday as well too. So this video is going to be very important because it's going to tie some of the main core concepts that I like to try to tell you guys and teach you guys as far as like what I do for my trading and how to like learn about the market itself for your own to benefit yourself. So this video here is going to be a good one. I want it to be as quick as possible, so I don't want to take too long, but it's going to be a perfect example of what I tell you guys and what I teach you in the course. So again, like, comment, subscribe, all of the above. Guys, this is just for entertainment and educational purposes. Make your own decisions, not responsible for any losses or gains you have or anything that you do in the market. Do your own due diligence. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. So these two trades here that we're going to talk about today, from these last 48 hours in this market, have been crazy. If you're in the groups and you're getting alerts, you've seen it firsthand. And so, again, this is not out of the ordinary, but it is out of the ordinary kind of thing. But market has its cycles and we're in that cycle. So with that being said, we're going to review the two trades of CWD for today, and then we're going to review the other trade with QMMM. Okay. Now, I didn't trade today, just to let you guys know. I should have, but I was too busy doing other things. And after yesterday, making that 29 plus grand off of OCTO, there was no reason for me to try to be greedy, in my opinion. I was just fine. Although I kind of wish I would have traded, but I don't have FOMO. Um, it just is what it is. Just move on to the next trade, and tomorrow's another day. You live to trade another day. Okay. So that FOMO stuff for me is out the window because I know another opportunity is going to come. All right. And something you guys need to get used to as well too. I mean, when you have alerts and you're getting notified with these things, you'll see it kind of gets redundant. You're not pressed over that. You're going to be more focused on trading and actually doing what you do best in the market. Okay. So let's go ahead and start with the CWD and the lessons I kind of want to learn with this, okay, for you guys. Now, one thing, of course, is just that, again, those of you that are in the group and are subscribed to alerts and you've seen what happened with OCTO yesterday, right? This market movement here, right, could play on a lot of different things for traders, such as emotions and testing your discipline and trading strategy and all the above for a few different reasons. One, of how much things have happened in the market for the CWD this morning. So that's thing number one. Number two, um, showing you that other things, no matter what you put together in your trading strategy, it could always go the wrong way. And again, for those of you who have my course and done all that stuff, so you'll see one of the main things right here was the catalyst of why it supposedly moved. And it was similar to the same catalyst that we had yesterday with OCTO, but you can see here that it did not move like OCTO did, which is, wild. So let's kind of get into this. Like I said, CWD, we're going to look at the price action here, and then I'll talk about the little points on that, what I want to make, and then we're going to get into the other trade, okay? Um, so let's go ahead and get into it. So to some of you guys' points, yeah, the alert didn't go on this one like right away too. I mean, if you're in pre-market, you should have seen it anyways, but it didn't go off until like later on. And even then, after later on, and I think it was something going on with the chat and alert system, which they had to admin had to fix, which is why it did come in too late. So it was notified, it just didn't come in through late because of something with the connection and things like that. For I don't know how they do the backend servers, but that's pretty much what happened. But even to that point, though, right? Even when the alert did come out, you had a substantial amount of time, not time in, well, time in price movement to profit off of this trade here with CWD if you didn't. But at the same time, if you don't stick to the rules, this would have been a very bad trade for you. And we're going to get into the psychology of that as well too, behind that and that price movement. So let's get into it. So let's take a look at what it did first and foremost. All right, so here's CWD. So pretty much this is pre-market, right? Okay, so it goes off at, 7, let's say, what is that, 7:30 in the morning Eastern time. This is UTC time, as shown on the chart here because I'm Pacific time. But you got this stock movement here, right? Just moving all throughout pre-market. You have no type of pullback whatsoever. Very, very minuscule. Just a regular ABCD pattern, bullish pattern. Turn it up. You guys know that from the, oops, excuse me. You guys should know that from the course, right? Did it just jump back? Maybe do all that. Okay, there we go. So look at that. So let's just say that even if this thing started when the news came out and it spiked up to like $5 or $6, $7, look how much it has gone up. Okay. And I'm gonna just kind of cut to the chase. You kind of had a few different options here. Even here, with this pullback happening, this was a signs of cooling down here at this moment, and then boom, pops up again, and then same thing, signs of cooling down. Now, even though, excuse me, even though you had this movement here, remember we're stopping at pre-market, right? Which is right here. Let's say, because let me see if I can find out when we got the alert. We didn't, the alert itself, let's just say the latest one didn't come out until CWD. Let me just move it up real quick. When was the earliest one for today? So, because there were some other things in pre-market that was moving today as well. So CWD happened. It said the initial purchase of a Chainlink tokens as part of a digital asset treasury strategy, which was around uh, 5 o'clock, so around 8 o'clock. So let's say even if you did get into the stock around that 5:40 time frame, that's right around here, right before the initial pop. I mean, you got alerted before that even big run happened. Okay, so let's just say you were in this movement, you got in here. Understand again where you're at in the market at the time of the market. This is what I tell you guys. Part of my rules, right, is if I'm in pre-market, I'm out pre-market. Now let's just say I did get in even at that point. Boom. I have to get out before the bell, right? So even if I would have got in, I would have got in. I would have got out around that time frame. Whether it would have been a solid gain or even it would have been just a small loss, I just get out. Like that's just the way it is. I tell you guys break it up into segments. Pre-market trading done. Um, throughout the day, trade it done, and then after hours, trade it and done. I'm not holding this thing overnight. I don't know what's going to do in the morning. Tomorrow's a new day, and that's just how it is. But look how much this thing ran in pre-market alone. It ran well over 1,400%. 1,000, yeah, that's right. 1,400% is how much that thing went up. And just from the initial, alert alone, right? From $20 all the way up to like freaking $50. So just even that little short time frame there of a few minutes, the stock itself already doubled. Now that right there, guys, if you've been in this market long enough, you know that's kind of a red flag. You know that's an obvious pump because even when the pullback happens, what does it have to do? It has to fill all these. All this has to get filled. And if it's not filling out, then you know that it's being pumped. And this was a clear, I mean, it wasn't a clear pump and dump, especially because of the news with the digital assets and things like that. It kind of can play off of what happened yesterday. Um, excuse me, have that same kind of movement. So now let's say you stick to the rule, right? And you get in pre-market and you got to get out at pre-market. Boom, you're doing good. Now let's talk about yesterday with the OCTO trade, right? I even told you guys in the beginning of the OCO trade, right? The reason why I got into it where I got into it is because one, it was opening bell, so it was time to start looking and plotting my entries and exits. Also, two, looking for my setups. Let's utilize this as an example because pretend pre-market never happened. You didn't know it was 1,000%. Would you get in this trade from this point on? Probably not. So that's how you need to really look at it, right? There's no indication here that I should get into this trade. There's no bullish trend. There's nothing here that's showing me that is bullish. Even right here, like it's still, you know, this is just signs of the chart getting worse and worse with this price action. And typically when the opening bell happens, sell-offs happen. So until you see that signal, there's no reason to get into it, right? And then it just kept getting worse and worse. And usually by this time, many traders are waiting, oh, where's the bounce back coming? Is it going to show some level of support? You haven't gotten any level of support yet. Even if you want to base it off of pre-market levels, off of the initial price movement, guess what? These things never, this here never got filled. This never got filled as well, too. So that's where all this was coming in, where all this selling off was coming from the stock being up. So you kind of know that that's happening. You still want to wait for support. Support just never came. This thing just died out the whole entire day. There was no other initial pop. This is pretty much how it ended all the way until the end of the day. So look at that, guys. This prime example. Now, other traders coming off of trades from yesterday, you probably learned yourself a lesson. if you didn't get out or cut your loss, even if you would have got in trying to jump the gun and get in here, hoping that it goes up some more, but you still need to cut your loss, whether it be the EMAs or whether it be the VWAP, doesn't matter. You need to be cutting your loss. And at this point, even if you did cut the loss, you saved yourself from more headache down here. Even, it might not look like a lot on this chart, but that is a lot of dollars and percentage gain of the chart movement. Maybe I should delete like the volume profile settings here because it's kind of blocking the way for you guys. I'll remove it here. But yeah, so anyways, watching these stocks breaking this level of support and hold on to hope is not a good idea, guys. And if you're one of those traders who did that, hopefully you learned the lesson. But this is a prime example of how hype from yesterday could potentially in your mind psychologically carry over to another day and end up costing you big time. Especially if you're not managing your risk and managing your reward, you can blow that up easy. Now you don't wipe away all your gains you had from yesterday into this. And again, I don't know who would have known what I would have did when I take this trade. I mean, I kind of know because I'm so disciplined. But if it was, shoe on the other foot kind of thing, I would have had to, had the discipline to actually cut my losses if I was to get into this trade. So this right here is just, again, a prime example of sticking to your plan because if you don't and you don't refresh and start the day as a new day, don't take every, if you don't take every trade as a new trade, you're carrying stuff over. Not only you're hurting yourself psychologically, you're hurting your pockets and you're making your strategy not work, because your strategy that you trade should be able to fit for everything. And here, there would have been a really tough way for me to enter this because there was nothing here that kind of fits my trading strategy. I didn't see any setup that fits what I do, what I wanted to do anyways. So, but that's just CWD. So hopefully you guys learned this lesson. I mean, this thing went from, again, like a $6 pop initially all the way up to freaking $80, right? Like, or $60, then came all the way down in the beginning of the market and went right back down to it where it was at. Clear pump and dump, you know? So hopefully you guys avoided that. And to be honest with you, if you didn't get the alert until later on, that honestly, that was a blessing in disguise. Because let's just say again, if you did get the alert until then, you guys know, and I tell you all the time, like, wait for a setup. Don't just blindly jump into an alert and then get into the stock. That doesn't make any sense. So you would have got it, let's say right here. If you're a scalper, maybe you would want to did this, but if not, you're waiting for a setup. There was no setup ever established here. You had no, for a few reasons. You would think that it was coming right here, right? But it wasn't because again, look at where you're at time frame wise. You're coming out of pre-market. These stocks make these moves right before pre-market opens to set itself up for the day. So market makers are gonna, change that. So there was no reason to get into the stock because there was no setup here. So if you'd have got the alert late, you basically you missed out on watching this thing die down, which is good. If you're a bullish trader, if you're a short trader, I think one of you guys in the chat said you shorted it. Kudos to you. So yeah, that's a significant gain for you there. So yeah, so there's that. All right. So that's CWD. Now let's take a look at the other one, QMMM. This bad boy was crazy. Was it QMMM? Let me double check and make sure. I think it was. Yeah. I wish I would have got in this one too. Um, Let me pull this up here. This thing. Now this stock here, guys, was really tricky. This was a very, very, look at this, very tricky one because it was halted throughout the whole day. Look at this, guys. Like that's crazy. So we initially got this alert with QMMM probably like right before the first halt, I believe, too. Uh, Actually, it was right around 40 something dollars. And normally we're not alerting something that high, but for whatever reason, the admin seen that there's movement coming into that, and it was something to let you guys know about. So you'll see there, I think it said it was expensive, and yeah, it was halted. So you got that alert there, and then basically at this point, from when it was halted, and you got in the stock trade, you got into the trade, you should have been looking at level two, looking for signs of support coming in. Another thing too, this stock here was a $1 billion cap stock. I mean, it's not going to be the same. So that's why, like I teach you guys in the course, when you looking into getting into your trades and how I like to do my strategy, I'm looking for that bit of information along with other things, right? To decide if this is a stock I want to enter into. If I would have took this trade, I would have no doubtedly did a 500 share trade because it would have been movement in there for me to execute getting in and getting out, especially with the way this, spread was looking. The only problem is so much volatility was happening in the stock that it got halted like every 5 or 10 minutes or so. From there, you should be watching the halt trading videos, which you should understand how to read halt levels. Okay, so not going to get into that, but anyways, let's say you got in it at $48. This thing ran all the way up, guys, to freaking $300 plus. Look at this. This was the really bigger gain. Um, I think uh, CWD was what 1400%. This one was a 1700% gainer. Okay, that's how it ended at the end of the day. And again, another point to what do I tell you guys? Trade your markets and segments, right? If you're trading, if I'm trading in pre-market, I'm not telling you to do this. This is what I do. If I'm trading in pre-market, I'm out of pre-market. If I'm trading in the day before after hours, I'm trading in the day and I'm exiting. If I'm trading in after hours, I'm trading in after hours. So here, you would have got that alert. You would have probably had no choice but to hold on to it until then because of the fact that it kept getting halted. And then you could have waited for a little bit of a pullback and got in again as well too, and then got this little jump up and then boom, you got to get out. And that would have been a perfect time for you to get out around what the $240 range when you got in at like maybe $40 or maybe even waiting for a pullback here at 110. That's still a significant amount of gain there, guys. So then you have after hours sitting in here. After hours, obviously, you just, it just dies out then. And it didn't die out too much. I mean, it died out to like $80. So, but yeah, I mean, that was pretty much, this would have been a more better trade. And I was seeing it in the alerts and I didn't really have time to get into it. I wanted to, but it was just a busy day for me. But hopefully you guys got the bank on it. I seen some of you guys say that you made some money on it, which is great. Congrats, kudos to you. So, again, guys, these last 2 days have been perfect for you to study and go back and look at the course. And even those of you who aren't even in the course, look at the free courses. I might not go into it as much detail, but it's still information in there that kind of shows you about trading and how I tell you guys things like my strategy, and not just my strategy but my rules. So there's a difference between your rules and your strategies. Again, my rule is in pre-market, out pre-market, in during the day, out during the day. I'm not staying in the stock longer than what it needs to be. Okay. um, that's just my rule works for my strategy. That might not work for someone who does another thing. So there's a difference between your rules and there's a difference between your strategies. If you stick to them and you don't break them, you could be successful, right? This is a prime example of that. If imagine taking this trade and me taking this trade the way I trade, if I were to do that, I would either be successful or I would limit my losses to where I can stay in this game and trade again. So I hope that makes sense, guys. I know it's pretty late. I got to go ahead and get to the watch list and put it out for you guys. So give me a few minutes to get that going. We're going to come into the market in the morning, ready to rock and roll again. All right. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments. Again, like, subscribe, all the above. I hope this was very, informational for you guys and helping you understand and seeing what I see and how things like your rules are important when it comes to day trading and how your strategies are just as important. They have to work together in synchronicity. It's not going to be 100%, but if it's working more often than not, then it works. Okay, so stick to it. And if you guys have any questions, let me know. I hope you guys banked on this. These alerts. I mean, a lot of you made all of that money back and then some, based on even what you spent on anything else. So try to give you guys as much value as possible. Um, Again, if you're not into it, might want to think about getting into it. So I don't know. I can lead you to water. I can't make you drink, right? So, but anyways, guys, y'all stay green out there. See you next time.